Little Miss Drop Stitch. I've finally got a crochet pattern for you. It's a free pattern and it's called A Hint of Summer, and it's this beautiful wrap cardigan. I'll show you in the tutorial now how to make it, or go down on Ravelry to download the pattern for free in written form. I've also lots of video tutorials on all the stitches that you'll need. We need a double crochet and a treble crochet, which is UK terms, but I've also included US as well. It's really easy to make, and the basis is a granny square, as you can see here. I've done mine in a beautiful 4-ply, but you can absolutely use up your winter stash as well. It would really help us out if you give us a like, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff, so I can keep making more free patterns for you. Thank you, and enjoy the video. The first thing that you'll need to do is make a massive granny square. Okay, I used one, I think about 400 grams sheepy's wool. It's a 4-ply because I wanted it to be like a summer cardigan bolero, so it's got that kind of nice added drapiness to it with it being a 4-ply, but obviously it did take quite a bit longer. I used a 3.5mm hook because I didn't want it to be too gappy either. So the premise of it, when we do come to attach it all together, even though it's a square, okay, this then becomes the armhole. And I will do a video and link it below for how to do a granny square as well. Okay, so this is my square. I'm happy with the size, and this is the premise. So we fold our corners in, and there's the front and there's the armholes, and then in the next step I'll show you what to do, and we'll create some sleeves. The next step is to join the granny square together and also make the sleeve, and I promise you it's dead easy. If we move to the other side that we've not done yet, you want to bring the corners of your granny square together. And you can already see by doing that, we'll have made kind of a front seam and also an opening for the arm. So what I want you to do now is determine how big you want your armhole to be. So some of you might like it a bit baggier, some might want it a bit more delicate and tighter. And then what I want you to do is put a little marker or a bit of thread to secure together. And then from the corner to the marker, I'm now going to show you how to join together. What I want you to do now is put it right sides together, like this, okay? Right sides together, and you can absolutely sew over. However, I think it's a bit stronger if you crochet it together, and we're going to do that with a slip stitch. So find both corners, and because it's a granny square, there will be a corner section. This is actually really beautiful greeny turquoise, but the lighting doesn't make it look so great. Looks a bit washed out. Okay, so join in the corner. This can be used on blankets and cardigans as well, and you can even have it on the outside as more of a decorative stitch. But let me show you what to do. So I just like a little chain one there to secure it. And you can experiment as well. This is whatever colour you want for your sleeve as well, so you can experiment with different colours. And then all you're going to do is slip stitch into the next stitch, like so. Let me show you again. So through the one on the side closest to you, through the little top V on the other side, yarn round, pull through those 2 loops and also pull through the one on the hook. Yarn round, pull through everything on the hook. So we're not making any height, we're just securing it together, and because it's granny square, you'll easily be able to match up the stitches. I'm going to continue with this, and then I will show you my end result. Brilliant, I've now slip stitched all the way across. So this is on the inside of my work, but you can see how you might sometimes want this as a decorative effect, for example joining squares together to make a blanket or a kind of festival cardigan with granny squares. We are on the incorrect side of our work, so we don't want to fasten off or anything. I'm just going to turn it all around to the correct side. And I'm ready to start now making the rounds for the cardigan. The first round we're going to just chain 1, and then we're going to double crochet in every single treble stitch. So wherever you see a V, that's the top of the treble stitch. Can you see those? You're going to do a double crochet in UK terms, which is a single crochet in US terms, into the top of those. That's why there's kind of no definite numerical pattern per se, because you might want a really, baggy sleeve, thus she'll be doing more rounds, or, it might be a different size square altogether. We're going to go around all of those, and I will meet you back here at the very last stitch, which is the right hand side. Just to recap, start the left hand side of that seam we've just made on the right side of your work. Double crochet UK term, single crochet US in every single stitch, and then I will meet you on the right side of the seam in the very last stitch. We've done our first round, and now instead of just joining straight back in the first stitch, what I want you to do is crochet a small chain. So I'm going to do 4. Keep them, not too tight, because we will be crocheting in them in a moment. And then slip stitch into your first stitch, okay? And the point of this is so the sleeve doesn't get too tight on your underarm. When you're knitting or crocheting jumpers in the round, what you do then is pick up stitches on the underarm. And this is kind of a similar thing that we're doing here. If you've got a particularly baggy sleeve or large underarm, then feel free to add a couple more chains. However, I'm going to use 4. Your next step for the second round is to double crochet all around in every single stitch. So in every single double crochet, UK term, single crochet US, that we've just done. You don't need to chain 1 or slip stitch, and I'll explain that for the next round. Fabulous. You've now nearly finished your second round, and you've just come up to the underarm chain stitches. So now all I'm going to do, and this can be a bit fiddly if you're a beginner, is just double crochet three and 4. Fab. And as you carry on, this will continue to build up. To begin the third round, you might want to put a little stitch marker in actually, so you know the end of the round. Just double crochet in every stitch. What sometimes people do is you'd slip stitch into the last stitch and then chain 1 to begin the new round. However, I did do that, but it's kind of left this bit of visible line, so I'll probably end up redoing this, and we're not going to do any chains, slips, anything like that, which does make this pattern super beginner friendly, because you're just going to double crochet round and round and round. I've done mine 4-inch, which is 10 centimetres. So you're just going to carry on for as long as you want it. Do try on your project as well, and then you can slip stitch into that last one to make it neater, or just sew it in. Once you've gone round and round and round and completed your second sleeve, I will meet you again and we can see what we're going to do for the front. Fabulous. We're now up to the next bit. So we've done our sleeves, beautiful. And now you can leave it like this if you want it, but I'm just going to add a little border all the way around. So whenever we're doing this, we always want the correct side of the work to be facing us. So the correct side's facing here. However, when we get to the bottom, you won't have to do any twists or anything, it's just to be mindful. Okay, that's the inside. And this is the outside. How do I know? Well, this is the bit on the back that we show to everyone. I'm going to go for a nice contrasting colour. You can start absolutely anywhere, however it is good practice to have it where it's not as visible, so either kind of on the nape of the neck or at the bottom. And this is a symmetrical project, so the bottom can be the top and the top the bottom, etc. So I'm going to start in the middle here, and I will zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. It's a bit like the sleeves, but on a bigger scale. So yeah, it's one to watch a film with, or the reruns of Coronation Street. So again, we're going to go into every single treble crochet, which is those little bees on top. Yarn over the hook. Why have I got a 5.5mm hook in my hand? Apologies, I had no idea why I had a massive giant crochet hook in my hand. Good job I spotted. So, yarning a little loop over the hook, pull through the stitch, and then I do like to do a little chain one here, to be honest, to secure it. And then we're just going to double crochet, single crochet US terms, don't forget. Oh, I like this contrast actually, I wasn't too sure. Into every single stitch, which will take you a while. So you're going to go all the way around and back to here. And then, just like with the sleeves, you can carry on, keep going around until it's a width you're happy with. I'm only talking, yeah, maybe 1/2 inch width I'll do on mine. You could do it stripes, whatever you want. So you keep doing that. Don't forget to put a little marker or something here, like this, so you know where the start and end is, so you've not got one side with more stitches, more rows on than the other. And there we go. I will show you next up, having a little parade around in it. You could absolutely customise yours as well. You could do little, well, tassels and beads is the first thing that comes to mind, like a Coachella festival Glastonbury vibe. And you could also do a little picot border or shells. That's nice and easy as well. So I'll leave it up to you and meet me next, and we can waft around in a lovely free pattern cardigan together.